In today's video, I'm going to be buying an old OG Nike Tech Fleece in terrible condition to see if I can recover it. Then later on in the video, I'll be reviewing everything about the OG Nike Tech Fleece. So stick around. So the first place to start looking for an old OG Nike Tech Fleece was on Depop. I was scrolling through different sellers for ages. Once I had found ones I liked them. So that at the end I could evaluate which the best tech to buy is. I found a lot around the £30 mark, but then I found one seller who was selling a tech for £21. So I thought to myself, like, he's probably had this tech listed for a long time. Like, it's an OG from 11 years ago. No one's gonna buy a bad conditioned stinky Nike tech. Well, he's very lucky because I've decided to make a video on it. A bit of money for this geezer. Because I offered £16. He almost instantly got back with a counter offer of £17. So I was thinking, we've easily secured this dub. I don't know why I did try and haggle for the extra pound. And then I got to messaging him about the condition and how quickly he would ship. He said the next day and that he'd send me some more pictures. One of the pictures showed a pen mark, which I didn't know was a pen mark. I just thought it was a dark mark, which made me think to myself, this is not going to come out in the wash, is it? So I thought maybe we could agree on £16 for that extra pound. He reckoned it would come out with some vanish, but we'll see about that. So yeah, we eventually agreed on £16. The tech was at a grand total of £20.49. I had to pay shipping fees, and Depop actually now charge buyers when purchasing items. But the seller doesn't actually have to pay a fee to Depop for using their service, which is a big plus for Depop users all around. And then yeah, I waited till it arrived. When the tech arrived, as it's from a seller on Depop, I opened the package slightly to see if there was a tech in there rather than something else. I'm quite happy the seller put it into an actual shipping bag because I keep seeing these TikToks of people putting their parcels into Doritos packets. But there was no surprise about the condition or anything. It was exactly how the guy had described the tech. I checked straight away to see if the tech was real, and it was. I mean, I knew it would be. I can literally tell if a tech is real based off of the picture. I've owned that many seasons and that many colorways. But this time it's just a little bit more weird because I've never actually seen an OG Nike Tech Fleece in person or ever owned one. Especially not one coming from 11 years ago. The V on the chest is so weird. The V season is such better quality, as you would expect. But this tech has drawstrings, guys. Good quality ones as well. To me, these feel better than the new season Nike Tech's drawstrings. So the whole point of this video is that I'm going to be trying to repair this Tech Fleece. So the first thing I did, guys, was buy a lint remover. If you head over to my TikTok, you'll be able to find the exact one which I bought in my shop. I'll leave a link in the description to my TikTok. And if you guys buy the exact one in my shop, then I also gain a little bit of commission, you know what I'm saying? This video is not sponsored or anything, just to be clear. Anyway, yes, I bought this lint remover for around £5. And what this is supposed to do is to remove all the bobbling off your clothing. So as you can see here, I'm just taking a look at the state of the tracksuit. So the bobbling is how I expected it to be from the pictures. So I then took out my lint remover. Don't have any idea as to what that is. It can just be shoved to the side for a minute. But yeah, I got to work wearing this thing across the tracksuit. It was getting rid of the white lint really nicely. However, when it came to these black pulls, I can't tell if they're pulls or lint. I think they're most likely pulls because when I applied the lint remover on top of the pulls, the lint remover kind of just pushed the balls back into the fabric, which I guess, yeah. That's made it better, because if something sharp caught onto those pulls, it would pull out the material of the Nike Tech Fleece, which obviously you don't want happening. And this whole job is so satisfying. I can't lie, I was whirring away at this tracksuit for like 20 minutes. The footage on my phone is actually a bit better here. Here are some before and afters of the lint remover removing the white lint. It does a good job. And for £5, it's a great way to keep your clothes alive for longer. Once I had done the best lint removing job I could do, it's time to see if Vanish would get rid of this pen mark. I'm really not confident about this at all. So here I am trying to scrub off the pen mark with some Vanish like the guy who sold it to me recommended to do, and it kind of looked like it was coming out. Maybe that's just because the tech was soaking wet, I don't know. But after I had scrubbed for a bit, I turned it inside out and slapped it in the washing machine on a 30-degree delicate cycle. On the day that I was washing the tech, it was really good weather outside. Like, it was beautiful for once in England, which actually helps with removing marks like pen marks according to thedirtcompany.com. So we're in the present time in this video now, and I don't think the pen marks have come out. No, actually, I think it has, but I've messed up the material. What have I done? I've clearly scrubbed the material too hard or something because I swear that wasn't there before. Here's a before and after, and you guys can probably clearly tell that the before of the pocket actually looks better. I'm sorry, Ev, how's that actually happened? What an absolute nightmare. There's literally no way of me reselling this now. I've just made it worse. That is actually what I was planning to do, guys. Refurbish the tech and sell it on again for profit. Before I go into the review now, guys, if you're enjoying this video, then make sure to subscribe with post notifications turned on to see more Nike Tech Fleece videos. And whilst you're at it, leave a like on the video because it's free and it really helps me out. But I think we'll just get onto the review now. I think the best way to start this review is comparing it to other techs. So I'm going to compare it to the fan favorite V season for this review. Surprisingly, the materials on the outside of the OG tech feel exactly the same as the V season. Like, what? I actually did not expect this. The only materials which seem different are on the inside of the hood, which is also a lot more tight on this OG season. There's no black trimming at the end of the sleeves, and the V on the chest is nowhere near as good quality compared to the V season. It's kind of crumpled, this V. Obviously, I've bought this tech fleece second hand, so it could just be down to the previous owner messing it up, I don't know. But let's talk about the cuffs. I can't decide whether I prefer them without a black trimming or the way the OG is done, because there is a black trimming on the OG at the bottom of the hoodie, and it actually looks kind of aesthetically nice that there aren't any on the sleeves. Let's move on to some more features that this OG tech fleece has. So it's the only tech fleece apart from the re-release in 2023 that has drawstrings. I cannot lie to you, Nike. In 2 years' time, when you make a new tech, can you please bring them back? To me, this just looks so clean. And the quality of drawstrings on the OG are the same quality as on the V season joggers, which are very high quality. However, I do not like the bottom of the tech. This is also the only tech fleece which has a longer back, like longer back. The best way to describe it is like a cape. The old season tech has a slightly longer back, but not as drastic as the OG. The feature makes the OG look too gym-weary. The OG released in a time where UK streetwear culture hadn't really found the Nike Tech Fleece yet. And you had people like Nadal modeling the tech. The next Tech Fleece, the old season, was when it started getting found out by streetwear culture. Another thing which makes it gym-weary is how tight it is. I'm a medium in absolutely everything, and this is quite tight on me. The other 3 seasons of Nike Tech Fleece, I've worn a size medium and they've never been tight on me. The sleeves on this OG feel like they're gonna fly up to my elbows. Now, this could just be down to the previous owner not washing it properly, and I mean, based off this massive pen mark, I think it's safe for me to guess that. So I unfortunately won't really actually be able to ever wear it. Also, one thing which I forgot to mention, I was actually unable to buy the bottoms. I'm 99% sure the OG bottoms are literally identical to the old season bottoms. So yeah, we already know what those ones are like. Now, there's actually 2 types of OG Tech Fleeces, guys. There's the one I have with the V, but there's also one without the V. The one without the V is the very first one, but I believe not even a year later, Nike released the design which I have bought. If you go onto apps like Depop, you can find quite a few of the OG ones which I bought. They all aren't in the best of quality due to how many years people would have owned these tracksuits, but still, if you want this style, then it is out there for you and on the market for you to buy. And if you're really desperate to have it and wear it for a long time, then you can try and clean it up like I have. But maybe don't scrub it with as much Vanish as I did. I mean, I piled loads of Vanish on. And if you're wondering what my favourite colours are from the OG season, then don't worry, I've got you covered. At 5th place, I'm going to say this burgundy colour. This is a colour which we haven't seen on a Nike Tech Fleece too much in later seasons, so it'd be quite cool to see someone rocking this colourway. At 4th, I've got this olive green tech. I'm not usually a fan of olive green, but I think the mix of black with this tracksuit looks quite cool. Then at 3rd, I've got this grey and black. This is hands down the worst grey, black and white season, but grey, black and white always goes hard, so it is going to have the number 3 spot. Number 2, I put the grey, which I bought. The plain grey is definitely better than all these other colours by quite a mile. Just basic, which is nice with the V and the drawstrings. Then at number 1, we've got a really hard tech. This light blue and dark blue tech is too hard. It's kind of like the Dutch blue tech Fleece from the V season, but I actually think it looks a lot better. Another thing to mention, guys, you will notice that this tech is missing a zipper, but in the other OG pictures, they have this pull tab on the zipper. Well, yeah, the one I ordered doesn't actually have this pull tab, which is kind of annoying. So if you are going to be buying these techs, then you might want to check that first. Guys, here is my Nike Tech Fleece playlist. I have 75 plus videos on there, so you guys can just scroll through and pick a Tech Fleece video to watch next. If not, then make sure to watch how to have summer drip in 2024.